Hey now, this is a certified hood classic.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Bueller.
All rise, order in the court, and hello and hashtag thug life. Happy Friday.
Right, the thug life creed. It didn't choose. We didn't choose that life, but the life chose us. I believe is the saying George Washington used to put out there all the time as a young adult.
Mikey, remember what I told you about right before we went live?
Mm-hmm. Is that right now happening? Like right this second?
It is. So if you want to go ahead and set up very quickly what we're doing, and by the way, don't forget to mention we've put a lot of work and effort into a makeup
members only. Yeah, I'll go over all that while you're gone. Really quick, I want to also let you know that today's Monetary Monorail has been named the Furious Friday Express. That's right, in honor of Judge Cedric Simpson's epic day of melting down on a complete idiot of an attorney. I say that as a personal decision, not that it's a factual one. It's just it's a personal opinion. We have that where you'll see Judge handle his business like only Judge Cedric Simpson can. You're also going to see a TPO with a young lady who has a very obvious nervous tic or Tourette's, maybe. I'm not really sure. We'll have to figure that out. And our supersized members only with some great stuff Creed put together, as well as all of the insane UFO stuff that has come to the surface this week.
I read this much about the UFO stuff, and just Mikey just filled me in with about 15 seconds of what he has, and I honestly I'm like, okay,
absolute insanity. If you're not a member over on the Credence and Mikey YouTube channel, this is an episode you're not gonna want to miss. This could save your life or freak you out so bad you'll never leave the house again.
It really, that's really not a tease. It's pretty freaky what you just told me. So,
it's absolutely insanity of what's going on, from the whistleblowers to the people that are having giant people from other planets visit their yards. All that with tons of footage. And
I heard,
there's rumors, Creed, that there is, I mean, I don't want to spoil too much. There's footage of these said aliens walking around these people's backyard.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. We set up ready to go over to Judge Simpson's court.
Yeah, we should be. I think the guys are all ready. Yeah, they're ready over there.
Okay,
we're ready to head over.
Let's do it.
So now your client is not in the waiting room. She is no longer connected to the Zoom.
Keep in mind, Judge Simpson's very loud nowadays.
Yes.
Your Honor, if you want to put us at the end of the docket, that's fine with me. The problem is my client.
We will do that because that's where you're going.
Okay. All right, Your Honor. I'll wait in the waiting room.
See, Judge is in a good playful mood before everything's about to happen.
Of course.
Let her know.
Friday. Are we okay to let this run for just a second? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I have three cases left. One that has a request for 404B evidence. Can we just both of them? And the other, do this one. What's happening on the Carter matter?
The people had filed an emergency bond violation where we asked the court to withhold bond and issue an immediate warrant to court to do so. I checked XGL. He's not in custody. I don't see him present. I have no idea where he is.
All right. He's here, Your Honor. Is he here? Where is he?
Is he barefoot?
Where? You need to come up. I'll call your case.
He's just sitting in the back.
People versus Cameron Carter.
Morning, Your Honor. John Vinson on behalf of the defendant. Who stands to my right?
All right,
Say your name. Come on, Carter.
all right. We're gonna deal with the bond hearing first and then decide if we're gonna go with this case.
That's him telling everybody. Like
Because I
video.
was going to keep it in myself. There's 3 police reports made, 1 made to Romulus Police Department and 2 made to, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office. I'm still awaiting the police reports from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office, but I received the Romulus Police Report and attached it to my emergency motion. There was, texts and things that were said by the defendant, threatening the life of the victim. When I spoke to her on the phone, she said she was extremely concerned, for her safety, and,
Safety.
I shared those concerns, which is why I filed a motion. I'm not sure why Mr. Carter has not submitted himself this warrant and, I was in contact. I would ask that the bond to be set at a very high rate, determined by the court and or to remain in one vote. These are 3 different violations of bond. He also has a, he has the no contact, he has, the no go to that we have in this case. And so I don't understand what the reason to reach out for any reason.
Mr. Vince.
Well, Your Honor, is the witness here? Because that is all. I mean, all the allegations are based on her words. There's been no police contact, no video, no third-party witness, no DNA, no fingerprints, no police contact with my defendant here.
So he wants a hearing on this bond violation?
None of these phone numbers connect to his account. He absolutely denies the allegations in here. There is no physical evidence, and if there is not a witness here, Your Honor, then both the underlying case should be dismissed and this alleged.
I'm not even talking about the underlying case. So just deal with what I told you to deal with.
All right, well,
Does he want a hearing on the bond violation?
absolutely, Your Honor.
When are you gonna have the other report?
I'm not sure, but I can check on that today. I'm also waiting for the actual screenshots of the text messages that are written in the Romulus Police report. And if he's saying that that's not his phone number, I can also get a search warrant as to that effect.
Oh, Creed. By the way,
6 phone numbers listed.
1 second, Creed. Can the guys in the truck fix the Creed framing, the little tiny ones?
Is it bad?
Just a little bit. All right. So everything we've learned so far, this guy, he's threatened this lady. She's in fear for her life. She's gone into hiding, is what we've learned. He's kind of, if you saw him beforehand, if you go back and look, you can see him in the back row, stretching, limbering up, no big deal. And his attorney's coming in with like, Your Honor, this is all BS, top to bottom. You need to just, dismiss everything. Also, hallelujah for Flusha and Gary.
There's some hallelujahs for both of you. And let's not forget, as he did say, what, 3
Gary,
times?
where are you?
That no cops apparently been around?
Yeah, no law. Officer, he wants them just to throw everything out. I mean, we're here because he's, in trouble for violating, and we're gonna throw down on him. Oh, look at this guy.
My honey, that's where the Creed frames are coming from. She's walking around talking very loud on her cell phone, and it just happens. So I might, if it keeps doing it, please let me know. Hi, Tomaneta. If it keeps happening, I'll switch out the cord again. I don't know why. This has just been a week of Creed frame. Remember, we went so long without any, and
it's really an illustrious week of Creed frames.
It really has been. One more hallelujah in order.
Judge Simpson already yelling at him, by the way, for not sticking to what he's here for.
13 months a member, Texas Mama Bear. Thank you.
The police report indicates that none of those numbers are Mr. Carter's. If there are screenshots, I have not received those screenshots. It's the first time I'm hearing that there are 2 other potential police reports out there. However, this police report says that 2 officers showed up. I don't know how a Wayne County Sheriff's Department police report would be any different than this, as far as I can see, there were no Wayne County sheriffs on the scene of this alleged incident. There's just simply no physical evidence. There's no third-party evidence. And frankly, if you read through the report.
I did. Before I revoked your client's bond. I did.
Okay, well, I would hope you did. When you start to read through it, the allegations in there, either it's a lie or he's the luckiest guy on the planet, because I would think that Romulus PD would be able to get over there in the length of time that all of this stuff is alleged to have happened and find a purple Taurus. She says at 1 p.m. He began to call her, and it somehow
tortoise. Is that what he said? A purple tortoise?
It's either a purple tortoise or purple Taurus, like the car.
I find classic automobile the Ford Taurus. All right. Either way, it works.
I like turtles.
Got into an apartment, beat on the door of the apartment, left the apartment, started yelling through the window, then generated somehow, all while outside, 6 other phone calls from 6 different numbers, none of which line up to the defendant. If she's not here, Your Honor, then I think that is a very, very strong indication that this is not factual.
What?
The other thing in this, Your Honor, this person alleges that he stole a gun from her in Pittsfield Township. Well,
that is a Cubs jersey too. Right there.
By the way, good to see Lady Justice has now entered the room.
Yes.
Justice will be served. You'll notice when we see her again, she's on oxygen, which since my grandma used to wear the same one like that, I can tell nicotine stained oxygen tubes from a mile away.
No.
If that's the case, then shouldn't this have been a little higher priority? I think the prosecution knows that this is not accurate.
Ellen!
What is accurate is the nicotine stained tubes.
My grandma blew herself up twice, by the way.
Sorry, told me to laugh, but Shelly, thank you for the 2 bones. And sadly, that will probably be Creed at some point in his life.
There's nothing before the court today to indicate that he is guilty of what they're saying he's guilty of. If she's not here, she should have been here. There's no Romulus police officers here, not that they saw anything anyway. There's no third party in the police report. It says witnesses, none. Wait a minute. He's broke into this apartment complex, banging on the door, goes outside, supposedly shouting the N-word. Don't you think somebody would have witnessed that, especially at 2 p.m.?
No, most people.
Without a witness, without some shred of physical evidence, there's nothing. This is just the allegations of someone who did not bother, apparently, to show up to court, both for this and presumably for the underlying charge.
First thing, this defendant is on bond awaiting this final settlement conference where he's charged with domestic violence. He's also on bond awaiting pretrial where he's charged with child abuse sport. He's also on bond waiting a probable cause conference where he's charged with resisting and obstructing a police officer and fleeing third degree. Mr. Vincent claims that he knew nothing about screenshots. Well, I just said on the record I don't have them. I'm awaiting them, but they are in the Romulus police report. They say that they do have screenshots, so maybe he didn't read that report. Also,
Your Honor, I don't have screenshots.
You will not interrupt, ever.
Oh,
I let you go on and on. I told you what I'm trying to focus on here. Keep trying it, Mr. Vincent. You're going to run into trouble with me.
obviously his first time ever appearing in front of Mr. Simpson, because you don't do that.
You don't just jump in whenever you like. He's already pissed off at you with these ridiculous amount of oh, this is all BS, Your Honor. Oh my God. He's salt of the earth, community pillar. But yet he's got charges for child endangerment, domestic violence, resisting arrest, running from the law. It's all bull crap, Your Honor.
Gee, Stephen O'Neill.
Real fast. Ms. Kirby, you may continue.
Thank you. I also explained
Ooh,
in
that
my motion that the Romulus police report is different than the 2 other contacts that this victim had with the sheriff's department. I have included those police numbers. Those are also in the motion. So I'm not sure what he means on, I have no idea why the sheriff's department and Romulus were here. No, it's completely different. And I don't have the accusations in those. I'm awaiting to get those, given that they're not in our county, and I followed the process to get those. Also, this is, if we're having a bond violation hearing, I would just remind the defense counsel that it's not beyond a reasonable doubt for a bond violation. So I would ask the court to take what it has in front of it, including the Romulus PD report, and either adjourn so I can get the other police reports, and so I can get the actual screenshots and possibly a search warrant for this. And I would ask for the defendant's bond to be revoked, and he to be remanded. Given the seriousness of this case and the seriousness of his other 2 cases, I do believe he's not only a threat to the victim, but to the safety of the community and also children. He seems to find it funny as his defense attorney speaks, which also tells me that he does not take this serious at all, which also concerns me. As for the complaining witness not being present, I did not know that he was going to be here. I thought he was still out, since he had not turned himself in, and his attorney was well aware that he had a warrant out, no bond. So she is not present. Last time I spoke to her, she was in fear for her life. She said she would continue to answer the phone, but she has been placed in a different place that I know of, the location that she does not want me to share out loud. I have no problem sharing that with the court, but she is not present, and regardless if she was present or not, I can still proceed based on forfeiture by wrongdoing with the interference that the defendant has committed himself through these other police reports. And I was going to ask for time to get those anyway, so that I could present those at trial. So regardless if she is here or not, and just for the record, the court rule does not actually say I have to.
Very quickly, I have to say, yeah, she is pretty amazing, first of all. And you want to talk about
She's
a mic drop situation there. I don't know how you come back from any of that. And man, still, the Honorable J. Cedric Simpson with that look.
Stone cold killer, son.
My Lord. All right.
Play around.
I think everybody understands what's going on here. I mean, she explains it perfectly.
And I feel so bad for the young lady. She's in hiding, an undisclosed location, to try and stay away from this guy.
Yes.
No wonder she didn't want to come to court or anything. The prosecutor already knew she wasn't coming. It's not a big deal.
Right. And I mean, if she's terrified that much, I don't blame her.
No.
And whoever just said that in the chat, by the way, about the guy, basically, yeah, it's like you got a traffic.
It's like a big deal. Yeah, he's a traffic ticket.
Wow.
Have a witness present. It actually says I have to say if I can proceed or not, which is what I'm doing. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Benson?
And if hearsay allegations, someone's not here. This all happened in the last 48 hours, 72 hours.
Simpson's is not here, but if I look at what's in here, first of all, you're mixing 2 things. Because certainly they can proceed by hearsay as regards to bond violation. So that maybe we can clear that part up.
Speaking of clearing things up very quickly, Mikey, if you don't mind, I'd like to say a great big hallelujah to Deborah. Thank you. Keeping the lights on and the internet on so far. Bigfoot, thank you for a doll hair. And
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And hello, huge crowd today, by the way. Thank you. Please like this video. Subscribe if you're new here. That would be appreciative.
We're different. I know, but give it a chance. It'll grow on you. Like fungus.
So they don't need her here for that. As to the final settlement conference, the people have stated to the court that they can proceed without her, if necessary, but that they also do know where she is.
I don't know how they could possibly proceed when there is not a
That's
snitch.
not your issue. They've made the representation to the court.
Okay, and I'm making a representation to the court that when you read the police report, which you have,
I read it.
then you know that there is only her allegation. At least for what I have in front of me and what you have in front of you. And he is here. He's availed himself to the court every time that I've had anything to do with him.
Why
He's not
didn't he
running-
turn himself in between the time I revoked his bond and today? Because you, as an officer of the court, should have instructed your client to do that.
Yeah, you heard him whispering to his attorney.
About just like don't come to court or something like that.
Yeah, it's alluded to that his attorney told him not to come, not to turn himself in. I mean, that's not a good thing. As an attorney, you're supposed to say, turn yourself in. Don't. Yeah, we'll take care of it. It'll be fine. You don't do that.
That the court had revoked his bond. So I want an answer to that question.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to be here today.
That's not an answer to my question. Mr. Allen.
According to what the defendant just told his attorney is that, he told him to just show up today and not turn himself in.
That's correct, Your Honor. I mean, and that if.
Oh, put me in handcuffs, man.
That's a wrong answer.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm
Way the wrong answer.
I'm sorry.
Put me in handcuffs, man.
I'll deal with this in a minute, because right now I'm furious, Mr. Vincent, that you would represent that client defendant remanded. Take him. Court's gonna stand in recess.
Okay, so judge is so
Case of
pissed off.
versus
He
coming-
had to take a break. We're coming right. We some little bit of times passed. We're coming back to Mr. Carter and his attorney after Mr. Carter just says, "Put me in handcuffs, man." Not a good thing to do. Trust me, that's what he just did. He remanded him. He put him down.
Man,
now it's time for this attorney to try and dig himself out of this hole he's put himself in.
Oh, I don't think there's any digging out of that one. Mr. Bryce, thank you. Your late fee, appreciate that. 5-0.
Carter. Recall.
Now, Vincent, on behalf of the defendant. Yeah, there was absolutely a mix-up. And as much as my understanding was that he had spoken to the court and they did not tell him to come in. And I should have come in. Yeah, it was absolutely a mistake on my part.
Well, it's not only a mistake, it's a sanctionable offense. And I think you ought to know that. To willfully tell a client or even to intimate to a client that they should in some way disobey a court.
In no way, shape, or form, Your Honor, did I meant to have that effect happen. My understanding was that he had seen you in person. This
IRLS. Yeah, to come back with that is, I did a big mix up.
Your Honor, I would never do that. I mean, I'm obviously, representing this POS over here that's beating on children and women's and knocking on doors. And why would I ever do that, Your
Honor? Oh, yeah. Just appears it's just a big old mix up, Your Honor. No big deal. Let's move on.
week. And that come to court from, I would never, and I think you know that about me, I would never have anyone try to knowingly or disobey an order. I would never knowingly disobey any of your bond conditions or orders.
Sure.
He is, I mean, I don't know, Your Honor, this is a horrible mistake and I'll fall on my sword for it, but it is a misunderstanding, not any, in no way, shape, or form was I trying to get him to avoid justice, and he certainly is trying to avoid justice on this, Your Honor.
We all heard it.
I understand that these charges and allegations are serious. I mean, all I can say, Your Honor, is that my understanding was that he had spoken to the court this week and that he was free to come here Friday. He clearly had at no point did I ever advise Mr. Carter to do anything else other than follow the law. And it must have told him that a dozen times, something that every time I've talking to him, do not violate your bond, don't violate your bond.
Exactly.
About Friday. when we have a court date, my understanding was is that that was the understanding. And it is absolutely a snafu on my part. And
You always do, Griggsy. I'm sure this guy's one of the best defense attorneys you've ever seen.
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, let's be honest. There's really no talking your way out of that. You can
No,
apologize all you want. That's stupid. It's dumb what he did.
Till he's blue in the face, he can keep making the excuses. But he exactly told that guy, "Don't worry about it. Come with me to court on Friday, brother.
Yep.
Don't you make lunch plans because you'll be out. No problem. He will not put you in cuffs. I can guarantee it."
Yeah, I'm wondering. He probably doesn't realize that was picked up like it was. I'm guessing.
Yeah, we all heard everything that was said, and if we heard it, Judge heard it.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And
the court's
real quick,
forgiveness.
thanks to the 650. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, no kidding. Love it. Thank you guys.
he has an appointment today at 2 p.m. to see Washington Community College counselor. He's trying to get his CDL so he can take care of his kids. He is working on another job. He's availed himself to court today, Your Honor.
Paper mill.
If this is bound over to jury selection, he'll be there then too. He understands this is serious, Your Honor.
Definitely.
He's just vehement in his innocence, and I perhaps have been overzealous on my part. I meant no disrespect to you, court, to the people.
What I'm going to do in this case, because, something's got to be decided as to what was told this defendant. That may have to be resolved some other way, but the court will take whatever action it deems necessary, and I won't do that until June 26th, if I deem it appropriate to do so, because as angry as I am right now, I'm not going to make that decision on that. I will set a bond hearing in person in this case for June 26, 2023 at 9 a.m. All of the paperwork will be sent over, and we can deal with it at that point. In the interim, defendant's bond is revoked. I will adjourn the jury final settlement conference that we were going to have today, as well as the jury selection. Jury final settlement will be my next one, August 11th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Jury selection, August 14th, 2023 at 8:30. Defendant's remanded.
Yeah, my echo.
Wow. Watch this. Watch this.
I don't think you want to do that right now. I am just.
Your Honor, you know I did not.
Look at that face on Simpson. All right, pause it right there. So Simpson just boiling over with disdain for this attorney. I mean, there's no hiding it. It is what it is.
I listen, if I was ever in front of Judge Simpson, I would just shut up. Unless asked anything. I don't, even if I thought that I was 100% right, I wouldn't go up against him. I just wouldn't. It's that respect from him, and oh my God.
What an amazing, he is one of the top 5 judges we watch across all of the internet. And for that guy to think he's gonna BS him, nah, man, nah, not gonna happen. You're not getting a Christmas card this year. It's not happening. The next thing we're about to watch is a TPO hearing, by the way. 700 of you here. Please think about just leaving a like, even if you don't want to subscribe. We'd love to have you a part of our family, but at the same time, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, Judge Simpson is amazing. And quite honestly, when he does get mad, it is fun to watch. People got some big balls in that court to stand and do what that guy does. So funny to see him come back and just be like, it's just a misunderstanding.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He really is. All right, on to the next then.
I'm the one that took the last donut.
All right, good morning to you both. I'm calling to order case 23PO 4643, Shawnee Thomas versus Christian Phillips. I'm going to have any external devices going at this time. that you turn those off. So that if you've got YouTube running in the background, go ahead and turn that off. And I'm going to remind you both that there is to be no recording. In fact, I'm going to put this up just so that everybody can see it. No recording during this hearing. No authorization has been given. Both parties are present and accounted for. I'm going to go ahead and have you both unmute and get sworn in at the same time.
Is he getting a
And
haircut?
we'll proceed with further
Looks
instructions.
like he's got that
I'm gonna
thing
go ahead
on.
and unmute
I was just trying to figure that out. Is he getting a haircut or is he a chef? And then you got 07P-23 down here that's got the whole like I'm on TikTok or something with the cute,
She's styling. She's looking good. She knows it.
yourself
I need a drink.
and raise your right. Do you swear the testimony you're about to provide is true and correct under penalty of perjury, Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
And Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Okay, thank you both. Now, because we are on Zoom, I again reiterate that when one party is testifying, the other is to remain on mute. This is so that I can hear you and understand you, and so that the other party can hear you and understand you. Please keep your video on. This is how I know that you were able to be a part of this proceeding. If it goes dark, I'm going to assume you've been disconnected or that you're having some sort of technical issue that needs to be addressed. Do not overtalk each other. I will give both sides a chance to be heard. The petitioner carries the burden of proof in these cases, so I will start with the petitioner and end with the petitioner. But the respondent will have a chance to respond at all times, and I'll go over that further. All right, so let me go ahead and ask you, Mr. Phillips, to go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you. And Ms. Thomas, if you could tell me your full name.
Shawnee, like middle name too?
No.
It's Shawnee Chantel Thomas.
All right.
Full name.
And what is your connection or relation to Mr. Phillips?
We have a child together.
All right. And when did your relationship end?
2020.
How old's your child?
4.
Karen G with 5 gift
And
membership.
at any time did you live together?
Thank you.
No.
We only slept together, Your Honor.
All right.
Young Jack Spade up there, by the way. Only Creed will understand that reference.
Yeah, steel reserves for everybody.
All right. So walk me through why you filed for this protective order.
He hit me when I was dropping my baby off at the house. I actually forgot that he hit me, and I told the cops that he just pushed me down. So he must have hit me really hard for me to forget that part. But I remembered the next day when I woke up and my neck was hurting really bad.
What day was this?
I don't remember the exact date. I just know it was on a Friday. When it
Okay.
happened.
Do you know the month?
May.
May. Okay. All right. So I see you looking around. Let me ask you this. Do you have anybody else in the room with you?
No, I was looking at the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
If either of you have anybody else in the room, please ask them to go to the other room during this time. All right. So during May, on a Friday.
Yeah. How do you
just look
forget
at
you
my
getting
calendar
hit?
So I can see this. He struck you.
Yeah.
And apparently so hard that she had fallen down too. I don't know how you forget that.
How do you forget getting hit? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm not saying he didn't do it, but how do you forget? All right. We'll go with that.
And the police were called.
Yes.
Okay. And why were y'all in contact on that day?
I was dropping my baby off. He told me to drop my baby off. I had an interview for a better job. And he told me to hurry up and drop him off.
Paper milk.
And I can get back in time and stuff. And when I got there, he was taking a very, very, very long time to come and get my child, knowing that I had to go. So I was very upset. And yeah, I called him out of his name, and then he hit me.
Okay. And did you fall?
There it is again. We just learned this recently, by the way, because we're old guys.
Yeah.
About
Calling out your name thing.
Yeah, we just learned that.
So she laughs a little bit. If you notice, the giggles.
Yeah. The other thing that I found odd also is that she has not, I think, gotten to the point where she was just talking about how mad she was. So I'm pretty sure she probably was going off on it. Not that that is any excuse for somebody to
called him out of his name, and then he put hands on her.
But I think we'll find out she was wilding out, as the kids say these days.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you have visible injuries?
No.
Okay.
Not that I can remember.
And that you said that the police were called. Was anyone arrested?
No, I guess they didn't care enough. I have no idea why, but yeah.
What?
All right.
I would also like to point out that we like to have fun around here once in a while. We're not laughing about her getting hit by any means, just so you know. Just so you know, we watch a lot of court cases and we see a lot of quite crazy stuff. All right, so apparently hitting her so hard that she fell down, forgot about it.
Called the police. Police came. No one was arrested because the police didn't care enough about it.
Right.
Allegedly.
And have you seen him since that date?
No.
Prior to then, had you had any sort of problems with the respondent?
Often.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of problems? Physical, emotional, what was it?
I mean, he's been physical with me in the past and I didn't do anything. So that's why I'm doing something now. It has to happen now. People have to learn their lessons. But emotional, like he doesn't help me with our child. I have to beg him to see his own baby. Like, it's terrible.
Do y'all have a court-ordered visitation?
No, none of that. I try to ask him for money. I can't, the child support people won't call me.
Have you filed for child support?
I tried.
When did you try?
I've tried multiple times now. I did the online letter, the online stuff. They sent me the paperwork, but nobody will call. I tried to make an appointment to go up there.
When did you try to make the appointment? I'm trying to get a timeline here.
I probably tried in May again.
Okay.
To get an appointment, yeah.
People have to learn, Creed.
Toby, thank you. Appreciate that.
If it's nervous laughter, understood. But this is it's like she says something traumatic and then laughs after it. And it's kind of off-putting in just a tiny bit.
Yeah, it just comes off wrong, I guess. Like, I get it. People get nervous and laugh.
And why is child support not calling her back?
I don't know. That's
cops don't care. Child support won't call back. And she's forgetting about being hit.
I think that I would really try to work on that if I was in court.
Yeah, that's something I would work on and does not look good.
Right, Jeter? And then it was silent.
All right. Has he ever struck you before?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when was the last time before the May incident that he had hit you?
Probably 2021.
There you go.
True dat. 405 East. We got a chase today, Florida Friday.
Is there anything else at this time that you wish to ask?
Nailed it.
No, that's all.
Let me ask you this. Why do you believe it's necessary to keep the protective order in place going forward?
It's just better for my mental health.
Are you concerned that something like this would happen again?
Absolutely. Definitely.
This is such a serious thing that she should.
Again, it throws it off.
All right. So
it's hard to take somebody, no matter what. It's just hard to take somebody serious when
you're laughing every other word. And then sometimes you're going.
And she's saying some weird stuff like it wasn't a big enough deal to even call cops or things like that, or a government agency that you've been trying to get to call. I don't
need to learn a lesson.
800 of you here with us. Hello and thank you. And please like and subscribe. Join us in the chat.
Ms. Thomas, you can go ahead and mute yourself. And Mr. Phillips, you can unmute. You were previously sworn.
God,
now is your opportunity to tell me your side of events.
Okay, so the day was May 5th. It was a Friday. I told my child's mother that I would be off work at a certain time, which was around like 4:30, which would be the time that I would get home, maybe 4:45 based off traffic. And I was asking if I could get my child because my sister and all her kids were up for my mother's birthday. She said he wasn't dressed. He was still in his pajamas. She had an interview at 6:15. I basically told her more or less, there's no reason that you live 15 to 20 minutes away from him. You can bring him over, like, even if he's in his pajamas, just bring him some change of clothes. That's fine. I'll take him. She said, okay, begrudgingly, and brought him over. She called me 5 to 10 minutes out from bringing him over and said, you need to hurry up because I have an important interview. You need to be out there. Okay. I was in the back on my back patio with my mom, my brother-in-law, my sister, and my roommate, all sitting there talking and enjoying my mother's birthday. Me, my roommate, and my brother-in-law all came to the front porch because the kids were playing out front. My mom and my sister came inside and sat in the living room and were watching the kids play outside, sitting in the living room, while me, my roommate, and my brother-in-law were sitting outside waiting for my child to pull up. Before she even pulls into my driveway, she proceeds to start laying on her horn. And then I'm sitting there looking kind of shocked because I was talking to my nephew at the time. I go to get up. She hops out the car and was like, you're a B, you're a B, you're a B. Yeah, you want to show everybody how much of a B you are. You're a B, you're a B. Then she proceeds to look at our child in the face and say, look how much of a B your dad is being.
A boss?
You see him, he's being a little B. That's when I walked over, got my child, and then walked back into the garage, trying to go into the house. That's when she proceeded to be like, you're going to jail today. You're going to jail today. Oh, I'm making you go to jail.
Ooh.
And then told me I had to bring my child back outside. After that, my mom and my sister, while I was inside with my child trying to get away from that situation, my mom and my sister were like, well, she's upset. You need to give him back. You don't want her to call the cops. So I gave her back. I gave her back our child. And I proceeded to go back to being about what was happening there. I tried later on Sunday to get my child because my sister and her kids were still in town. And she told me that I was blocked and that any conversation I needed to have about my child needed to go through her mother, which I proceeded to text her mother about getting my child. And her mother then told me what's best for him is that he not be around you.
First of all, yeah, I wasn't expecting, along with you, chat, I was not expecting the voice to be like that.
Very soft-spoken gentleman.
Yeah.
I mean, she's down here making faces and things like that, which is never good. They both have conflicting stories. It seems like, she says he don't want anything to do with the kid, but he was trying to have time with the kid. She called him out of his name several dozen times, it seems. She also told the police that she had only been pushed. But later she says he hit her, and he hit her so hard she didn't remember it.
So yeah, both of them have some weird takes on everything, but I hate to say this, but again, I almost believe him a little bit more just because, again, the laughter threw me off. The tee-hees, whether it's nervous laughing or not, it's still just that's just it. And I just wasn't expecting him to be so well spoken. But does he have a giant like pimple right here on his? I can't.
I think he's got a mole or something right there. My eye, I'd be cross-eyed if I was him. I'd be like looking at it all the time and stuff.
Constantly looking at it. That too.
Should be interesting to see how the judge sides.
Have you legitimated the child?
No, I have not.
Ooh.
Very quickly, just because there's 866 of you in here, we want to talk about this real quick about Georgia. There's something weird. Maybe some of you don't know about the getting your child legitimized. Georgia does not actually recognize that the kid is yours until that happens. And that has to do with court as well.
Got to DNA test this kid before he's actually yours and gives you any legal rights whatsoever. You
So
have
when they talk
none.
about that, keep that in mind. It's a big deal for in Georgia.
Huge in
because,
Georgia.
we've seen cases kind of upturned, weird things happen just because they didn't do the proper thing to get the kids legitimized.
So he has no rights.
I was
Even if
actually
his-
later called by
even if his name is on the birth
Right.
certificate, he has zero rights.
Right. And so that gets really confusing sometimes, but just keep that in mind. So.
an officer that Friday telling me that I needed to put a restraining order out on her and tell the courts what had happened
Right.
at my house.
That's
But
another
I didn't.
part of it, obviously, too. If the parents are married, things are much
Mhm.
different. It seems like we find a lot where they're not married and they barely even live together. And Rose,
They call me Rose.
with 5 more members.
The family's growing, baby.
Thank you.
Because I didn't think it was that big of a deal. And if you need the officer's badge number and name, I do have it.
Well, I can't look up any evidence. It would have to come from you all, so I can't do that.
I understand. Just letting you know.
Have you had any contact with the petitioner since that date?
No, I have not.
Okay, and she referenced an incident a couple of years ago. Do you have any information you'd like to share about that?
When we broke up,
2021, I'm not sure.
She really flexed that
2021,
diamond in her ear, no?
that was a late night where I hadn't seen my child for about 6 months.
Oh,
I will admit I was drinking and I was upset that I had not seen my child. So I said some things that I do regret,
uh-oh.
but I would never act on them.
She's got receipts.
Was this in person or?
No, it was through text messages.
Oh, it was through text messages. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Again, this was like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was
Okay.
February 21st, I believe.
Put the petitioner in 5 into the waiting room.
Yeah, I know. You want this one?
That lady ain't supposed to be here, by the way.
I-
There we go.
All right.
I was going to say that's always good when they do that because it is very distracting, even for me. It's people just popping around and always see inside her ear and her fake diamond.
Good to see 900 of you here right now.
900. Where are you all coming from? Appreciate this. Hope you come back. We do this 5 days a week, by the way, Monday through Friday at 1 o'clock Eastern. We either watch some really good court or we jump around to live stuff. But yeah, glad you're here. Please.
We do it different, but we do it, and we're doing it wild.
And we're getting better at pausing rather than talking all over things.
Killing it, man.
See, we listen. 922 of you, by the way. 32 of you. 930. Wow.
Up now, you just lost.
That was, I believe, February or March 2021.
All right.
Is when that comment was made.
So is it your testimony today then that you deny any physical contact with Ms. Thomas on May 5th?
Yes.
Okay.
Bavaria. Well, welcome.
I love the your cream donuts.
All right. And is there anything else you wish to add at this point?
Other than the fact that I very rarely get to see my child, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. You can go ahead and mute. And last word to you, Ms. Thomas. Is there anything you wish to say in rebuttal?
Ma'am, I know you see this a lot. You know, people have to lie. He definitely put his hands on me. If you want me to go get my child,
No,
my child will
don't
be
do
able to tell you he put his hands on me.
The 4-year-old?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the police report?
No, not anymore. It's probably been thrown away now.
And do you have any witnesses from that day?
No, just my baby. My baby's the only one I would tell the truth. Who was there?
Yeah, we're not gonna talk to any babies.
We literally put up our right hands and said that we would tell the truth, and he's lying. This is terrible. Really terrible.
All right. And what is your current visitation? I know you said that there's not a lot of contact, but what is the current visitation that you all have worked out?
He could see his child anytime that he wants. My father never, my mother never had to ask my dad if he wanted to see us growing up. My dad called her and was like, I want my baby this weekend. Every weekend. It was set. We was going over to his house every weekend. I do not hear from this man for months. His child does not hear from him for months. Like, he could get him anytime. He just got to let me know. It's like, why do I'm always doing.
Something tells me it might not be that easy, but
why she keep saying why does the judge allow her to just keep saying he's lying? You know how people lie, Judge. He's a man. Of course he's lying.
Remember this judge guy who we haven't had on too much. We just the other day we're kind of just let the guy go and go.
Let's it go, yeah.
Now, literally. So he's lying, ma'am. He's a man. And if you want to see your baby, text me to see your baby. My text messages are saying that. If you want to see him, text me. You don't text me. Why do I have to tell you that your child wants to see you?
All right.
Beg
So
you.
I guess then where you're at is that you are going to be seeking child support through child support recovery.
Yes.
Which is going to initiate a legitimation because that has not occurred yet. So that will have to occur pursuant to child support recovery. So obviously at this point, Mr. Phillips has no legal right to visit the child because he has not legitimated the child. So that's kind of where we're at.
Aletha, is that true? All right, that's some good math if that is the case there.
Yeah, I guess
that'd be an issue for sure.
All right.
How's this going to go, guys?
Further, Ms. Thomas, before I make my ruling?
Did you get the text message that he sent?
You have not introduced anything. Do you want to introduce any evidence?
Yeah, I actually sent it to the Women's Center about him threatening to kill me.
And when was that?
February like 16th, I believe that was the day. It's in the let me look at the message.
Okay, but before you do that, February 16th of what year?
This year.
This year, okay. Ms. Broom, could you pull up evidence submitted by the petitioner?
That is certainly something that we see a lot, not just for the custody thing, but also where we like to use protection orders in these courts, basically as an eviction.
Yeah,
and it's
you gotta
true.
Be careful. You got to be careful with that.
It's entirely possible. Listen, we're going to see some evidence here, obviously. But put in the chat, what do you think? Where do you think this one is going?
And if there's any bad language, we do apologize ahead of time. It's not our words; it's his.
Legitimate this, Wendy. Thank you, $5.
Thank you, Wendy.
Appreciate you keeping the lights on and such. And Teresa Brewer,
Brewers Millions.
Love it. Thank you.
All right, so this text message is from February of this year.
Yes.
Oof.
And obviously you're in the blue.
Yes.
Okay. And it says Christian. So how is that labeled in your phone?
Christian.
And is that based on his phone number?
That's his name.
I understand, but is his phone number programmed as Christian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I will very quickly read through this if need be. Mikey, do you think? Because a lot of people said they can't see it.
If you can't see it, yes, Creed will read it real quickly.
I'll read through
it.
I'll breeze through it with all of the bad words, and I will emphasize them, and I'll turn on the echo and just So when I kill you and him, I won't be wrong. Thanks. I'm not gonna lie. Call me a girl again, and I'll burn your comfortable living situation down.
A girl?
You won't be able to worry. S word soon. I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna kill you at some point. So that's what she wanted to. It's there. LMFAO, great band. Mikey really likes them.
Huge. I got a tattoo on my lower back.
You aren't concerned for you or your. Well, I hope he has a plan for you and Taj. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Taj will be safe. And then the last part, all the way down at the bottom, you ready to die? Question mark, exclamation point, or exclamation point, question mark, exclamation
Look,
point.
up until this was introduced, I was like, okay, the guy, whatever. But this, if anything is a nail in the coffin here, that's got to be it, right? That's clearly a threat. That's clearly everything that would set up a TPO. I don't know if I believe the stuff about him hitting her, maybe not, but this is damning, real bad.
This is, but are we going to get into one of those things where they keep talking about, spoofing numbers and this and that, though?
Oh, he's already admitted to writing it. He said, I was drunk, Your Honor. This is drunk texting, Creed.
Cool. Thank you so much.
We love our family. Won't you become one?
One.
Thank you. 21 months.
And do you know, or can you give me some context of what this text message string is about?
Me begging him to be a dad. It's literally always that.
Okay, and when when the
one.
text message says, "When I kill you and him," who is the him?
He thought I had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And was threatening to kill both of us. Yeah.
Calmer than I would be.
All right, and your testimony today is that is February of this year?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and ask you to mute. Mr. Phillips, there's been new evidence introduced, so I'm going to give you a chance to respond. If you could unmute for a second.
How you doing, Your Honor? That's the conversation I was talking about in which I was drunk. And like I said, it's not even in context to what was actually the full conversation.
Okay, is this
None of
this year?
I would have to look through my text messages. Give me one moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you, Amy.
Many thanks.
Because at this point I wasn't sure. Like I said, I was drinking at the time. I was also frustrated because I hadn't seen my child.
No excuse.
Just as scrolling through my messages right now.
Her laughter.
Right? That's what I thought. I want to even out the playing field a little bit,
Get your votes in. Do you think judge is going to side for her or him?
This was actually a pretty tough one. But I'm a fan of receipts,
All right, Ms.
though.
Frame, you can take that down. Thank you.
Yeah, the senior drunk's not going to talk your way out of this one.
That is not February this year.
Is it fair to say about the fact that legally I don't think that he has to pay the child support because
he doesn't have to pay the child support. No.
So, like I said, that's one thing that makes this very, very tough with the legitimation in Georgia is that
They're not going to not going to make you pay any child support until they know that the kid's yours.
But legally, he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I noticed that too, Pass, where
February 21st.
That contradicts what he was saying about never being able to see. She put that in there, but also well played if maybe she was just playing it that way. That's a good spot to drop that little piece of that text in there, by the way. Kid wants to see you, by the way. Allegedly, just throwing it out there, all sides.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And the context of that was basically, I'm doing what I want to do with myself.
Whoa.
Don't worry about me. This, and that. You'll get your son when you can. Worry about your child. And all this other stuff that has no pertaining to the actual message.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for
both.
nothing, sir.
At this time, I am ready to make a ruling on this case. Having heard the testimony presented by both parties, I'm going to issue a 12-month protective order. It will be in effect for 12 months from today's date, expiring naturally on June 5th of 2024. This will award temporary custody, as has been, of the minor child. The respondent is restrained and enjoined from approaching or coming in within 100 yards of the petitioner or the minor child. Ordered to stay away from the petitioner and minor child's home, workplace, and school, or any future home, residence, workplace, or school of the two parties.
Very quick while she reads through that. Georgia Peach, is that true? Because I swear to God, we've heard differently, but you are in Georgia and you are a peach, so go with that. And by the way, very quickly too, a lot of you said this in the chat, and you're absolutely right. We say it all the time. The true victims here are always the children.
They're the losers. Yeah,
always. And it
every
seems more times than not that they're almost used as pawns in these things, it seems.
And there's a slight plot twist here in a second. So
after
after something happens here in a minute, tell me if you think that's kind of weird.
Child support will need to go through child support recovery. At this point, there has been no legitimation of the child. And no other personal property entanglements have been mentioned, so that will not be addressed. The respondent is ordered to undergo and complete the family violence intervention program and be in good compliance with that program. You're going to meet with the compliance officer today, who will go over the requirements of that. Your first compliance hearing will be on June 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. And again, the compliance officer will explain further. That is a virtual meeting. And pursuant to federal law, you are not allowed to possess a firearm. And that is the entirety of the order. You'll both receive a copy of this, and I would ask if you would, Mr. Phillips, stay with us for one moment. I'm going to have you meet with Mr. Ellis, the compliance officer. Ms. Thomas, you are excused from court.
Very quick, Geeks Bingo. This is for you and for Georgia.
That's how we think, people. It's just kind of our thing. It is. And I apologize if you don't like that word.
But by the way, we do this for free, and we do a lot of streaming, and we don't ask for money. Just FYI, this is our full-time job, basically.
We don't have 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah. So hearing the hallelujah should be a good thing.
It's a sign of appreciation
for all of us, because it all keeps us going, and having a place that we can sit here with almost 1,000 of you plus us two and have a nice Friday afternoon without people saying dumb.
Can I add something, ma'am? 1 second. So my mom and my father are okay with bringing him his baby. I just don't want him to have any contact with me. I just want him to stay away from me. But if my baby would like to see him, then I wouldn't mind that.
All right. What is your mother and father's name?
Patrice Harvey, Kevin
So
Thomas, and also
she
have a
just gave
stepfather, Gregory
visitation.
Harvey.
This dangerous man.
Patrice Harvey, Gregory Harvey, and who is your father?
Kevin Thomas.
Kevin Thomas. Okay.
That's
I will put that a third-party exchange can occur with the assistance of those three named parties.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you all. You're excused from court today.
An
Except
odd
for you,
one
Mr.
there at the
Phillips.
end. All the laughing, all the weirdness.
The throwing that in there, that oh gosh, yes, I want to make sure that my son
If
gets
they would like to take this kid on the weekends, for God's sakes, yes. It had to be
extra hallelujahs, by the way, for each dono now that you said something.
It had to be the text message. That had to be, because to me, it was a push up until that point. There was no police report of an assault. There was no anything really there. So once that, to me, that was the meat and potatoes right there,
Yeah.
the text message.
And what really does throw it off, because just like Pamela just said, I mean, we're going through this whole thing because he's so dangerous and he's such a POS, right? But then at the end, it's like, oh, but I want to make sure. I want to make sure that my kid can be with Mr. Dangerous.
She needs a break every once in a while.
That was, and again, I get it. People do that. Emily has done that before, where she doesn't laugh, but she has a smile or a smirk on her face. And my God, that will really get big.
It seems like a thing that, I've seen when I was a teenager and things, or in my early 20s, women that did that. But it's it is a little off-putting.
It really is. Jesus. Autumn Toy Bob, another 5 blows. Thank you. We appreciate it. Listen, if we didn't love what we do, we wouldn't be so broke and still doing this. I promise you that.
We love doing this. We love hanging out. We love our family. We have a great chat. If you're looking for a place to hang out daily, we're on Monday through Friday, live, 1 p.m. Eastern for court, 4:05 for chases, and more like, I guess it's police chases and true crime stuff these days.
Jenny, I'm sorry.
I apologize,
Glad you're here.
Jenny. I would not be here.
So, yeah, me too. I would be taking the day off. So, yes, and don't forget, 405 East, Florida Friday, and we've got kind of a makeup to do. So we put a lot into this for members only for the Credence and Mikey channel, our main channel that we do every Friday at 5:30 East. It's going to be fun. Mikey T's the aliens. I love that. I got some stuff to throw at you, some weird news, a sports thing, which is not something typical. By the way, did you see my shirt today?
I laughed when I saw you before we even started the show. I saw it and I laughed.
This is in a pile now that I have that are streaming shirts.
As do I. I have a pile of streaming shirts that I know I can. It's just
it fits fine for here, but it's just a little bit Adam the Woo-ish, you know. So if I go like this,
it's a great streaming shirt.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you guys again. I'm not sure where everybody came from. We were 40 away from 1,000 people here total. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, we do a lot around here. We do it different, like Mikey said. We Facebook. I mean, we love having you here on YouTube, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people just absolutely despise YouTube. Some people despise Facebook. We are on Facebook, Twitch for now. What else? Good luck finding anything.
We're on Twitter. But if you want to make sure that even if you don't have 2 pennies to rub together, if you watch us over on YouTube, we'll get 2 pennies rubbed together. So don't you worry. We can still support us without giving monies. I would rather, if you had $3, become a member and allow yourself to enjoy members only before sending it to us. Also, down below, you have Linktree. If you click that Linktree, it has all of our channels, all the places you can find us, even our PP. That's right. Our PayPal is down there as well.
Because then YouTube doesn't take that big
40% of every dollar. So
awesome, Earl Grey. Apparently your favorite tea, I see.
I figured it. If I was to guess, Creed, that's where everybody came. Everybody loves Simpson. He's a rock star.
Oh, absolutely. He is. No doubt about that. All right. So, may I wait until the monetary monorail that is named something different? What is the name today? I can't think.
It's the Furious Friday Express, Creed. We can't afford a money train, but we can get one of them there. Monorails.
Yes, it is so lit. You wouldn't believe.
Don't forget, before you go, hit that like button, guys.
Please do. That helps us out more than anything. And by the way, if you're watching in the future, or if you are now, putting a comment on the video
and still liking it
makes a world of difference. The Furious Friday Express conductor, Mr. Flusha. Gary, thank you. Icy Cold. Shelly, Deborah, Bigfoot, Flusha, back for more. Mr. Bryce, Adventures of Alex, Karen G, Toby, They Call Me Rose, Erica, Mayor, Wendy, Teresa, Cole, Georgia Peach Cobbler, another one from Georgia, Kierdoff, Autumn, and Flusha. Thank you, guys. Listen, if we don't see you for We Gotta Chase Florida Friday, I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Watch some of our old videos, Peggy. Peggy, go back and watch some of our old videos. We need you guys to watch our old stuff. Help us build up them numbers.
Steve,
tell a friend.
Everything is Eastern. So we go live at 1:00 Monday through Friday Eastern. So wherever you are, you can.
I'm in North Carolina. He's in South Carolina.
Gonna be Eastern. So go live at 1:00, and then of course we have members onlys through the week. Also, Monday is for We Got a Chase. Wednesday for We Got a Case, and then members only for main channel tonight. So that's free.
All right, guys. We love you. We'd love to see you back. Just want to say that now. Like it, love it. Stay safe. Stay hard. For God's sakes, stay tuned. Top Guys out. Guys in the truck. Nailed it.